Don't put it out. What's wrong with you? Twitter.
No, be conscientious. We're live.
Where
did Vince go?
Into his cave. That's where he abandons us and goes into
that.
the cave.
Okay, well, good morning, everybody. It's your girl Yaz. On the New Blurred Order. Vince is taking a sabbatical this morning, so I guess I'm gonna fill in for him. Today we have a special guest with us. We have Adam Murray from Hawkins' own Stranger Things. Please give us a warm welcome for Adam. And we also have another special guest with us. We got Kevin Dean in the house. What's up?
What up? How's it going, y'all?
All right. Well, I guess let's just let's dive into it. Yeah.
I can't see you guys. I see my newspaper article.
Yeah, me too.
That's the only thing I see.
It's just like negative. All right, yes, go down to video clips. It should be. I can't click it because I'm not.
I can't click it either. All right.
Vince is
Nicole.
I don't know what Vince has up here, but I'm gonna take this out. I'm gonna.
Hey guys, I love the New Blurred Order. You should too.
Whoa.
And we're back.
I still see me.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know what's going on with Vince this morning.
There he is.
Hey guys, hey, look at that. Everything is going exactly as according to plan. I said, yo, listen, I will not have on my friend Adam Murray from Stranger Things unless I have technical difficulties upon the launching of the show. And everything is happening exactly the way we planned it. I don't even know if I can be seen. I think that I'm a robot. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I know why this is happening. I know this now, and I'm going to fix it. Okay, all right. Full disclosure. Let me talk to everybody because I don't know if. All right, while I'm frozen like this, guys, but you can still hear me speaking, right? If you may have seen that there is special guests on the show, Adam Murray of Stranger Things fame that you all have heard of and watched him on your TV sets when you watch Netflix. And I'm so excited because I know this guy. We've gone through the trenches. We performed at places where folks did not necessarily come to see us, so to speak. And I got so geeked up about it that I loaded my computer with all of the scenes from Stranger Things that he was on. And evidently my computer was like, hold on. Slow down, baby. We can't handle that bandwidth. Now I could have told me this in advance. It waited till I hit the live button. Thanks, Lisa pays attention. Yes. The Canadian internet is better than a proper internet. Let's just go ahead and make that clear. But yeah, man. My bad about the little bit of the lag and so on, and about the fact that I actually don't have the stuff I wanted to show with Adam on it now because I had to kill it off the computer. But there's a lot of stuff going on right now. Not all that just involved. All right, enough. I'm gonna give y'all about 30 seconds to go ahead and roast me and my internet. And how terrible. I can't believe we was talking on here for the longest time, and it didn't there was no issues. But
I don't think it's gonna get much better than that chick saying, "How do you have better internet in Ghana than you do?"
I think I'm gonna book a flight to Awkward just so that I can go live without any interruptions. But anyway, this week has been quite the week. As you all know, we're coming up off of Comic-Con from last week, Comic-Con SD, which is the holy mecca of Comic-Cons. And in this Comic-Con, we learned about Marvel's Phase 5. There's so many projects coming up, some of which are listed here if I uploaded them appropriately. Yes. In addition to this, we've also got, if those of y'all that have been paying attention, Beyonce dropped a banger, I think, or it's debatable overnight. A lot of folks are like, what's going on with her? I don't know if she's maturing music-wise. Will Smith decided to apologize again. I don't know if we care or not. It was so long ago. But most importantly, my man Adam Murray is getting a lot of accolades because he wore this shirt from South Aiken High, which I am curious as to whether or not it was a random selection, if he was told to choose this shirt. We got so many questions. Join with us today, of course, is none other than the Blerd Man, back from my trip to Wakanda, and I brought the lag from the internet with me. Hallelujah. We, of course, have the homie Yaz in the background. What's going on, Yazzie? Come on, man. I pushed the Yaz button. There it is. There's Yaz.
Half my office here too. All right, let's
Hey, there it is. You know, we've got Tyleem in the building with everybody behind him. We got special guest, comedian and joke writer extraordinaire and huge on TikTok, Mr. Kevin Dean himself. And as you all may have noticed, we are joined by none other than the star himself of South Aiken's museum that they're trying to put. There's so much I would have asked to. We got Adam Murray's in the building, man.
What's up?
Thanks. This dude is killing it, man. He was already in award-winning shows and movies and stuff like that. He's been doing his thing. He's been coming up, but now, like, this is like pop culture fame. It's a completely different level. Don't mind my internet. I'm still here. All right, and I'm gonna be here. But yeah, man, I just wanted to kind of just welcome you. You've been here before. But this is different because you're now. Last time I'm gonna keep it real. You was my boy, and we didn't really know what the fuck hillbilly elegy was, but we was like, all right, whatever. We was like, all right, whatever. It's Adam Murray. Who cares? But now you're in like a show that we like speak about for multiple weeks. One of our favorite shows. One of our cast members isn't too keen on Stranger Things. Shout out to the homie Steph, and she has good reasons for it. For the remainder of us,
Well, she's wrong.
you know what? I'll let her respond because I'm sure she'll have quite the comeback. But for us, we're just like, oh snap! Like, we're floored by Stranger Things. Yeah, there's some things that maybe we could have done a little different, but for the most part, it's a show that we haven't seen anything like. We are big fans of the genre, of the 80s culture, of the fact that they've kind of lumped in like Ghostbusters with like Stand By Me, and you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many different things that go on in here. And you, my friend, had a pivotal scene in this show. So I have questions, and if it's okay with y'all, if y'all have questions too, just feel free to raise your hand and let me know when you're looking to speak up about it. So my first question is, how did you feel when you first were made aware of the fact that you would be, even if it's a side role, that you were going to be in one of Netflix's most viewed sitcom, most viewed shows? What was your first feeling, and how did you find out?
Dude, I was I auditioned for season 2 and 3 and didn't get it. Like, I was super excited just for that, but like I got the audition for season 4, and I was like, I know I can nail this. Like, I can do this role. You know what I mean? And I was on the phone with my my stepmom, and I was walking into Publix to just get groceries, and Wardrobe reached out to me to ask me my sizes. And that's not normal. Like, that normally you find out from your agent first that you booked it. And they just were like, hey, this is Wardrobe from Stranger Things. We just want to know what your sizes are. I was like, hold on, does this mean I booked it? And they're like, did no one tell you yet? And I was like, no one's told me. They're like, what? You booked it? I was like, this is crazy. So like, I don't know if you know, like, so what you see in episode 6 is basically the role I auditioned for. But I found out the day before that they had split it into 2 parts, and my part was one line, which is that line you hear me say when I'm sitting in the chair, like, it's been days. Now you tell me why he's not behind bars right now. That line, and it was that way until rehearsals. We went to rehearsals, and there's a woman in there who screams at the officers too. And when we did rehearsals, there's some acting teachers that'll tell you, like, save it for camera and don't give it your all. I think that must be what she was doing, because she kind of like when she started the mob to walk out, she sounded like a mom of like a toddler, like, all right, come on, everybody, let's go, kind of thing. And I was like, well, that's not how I did it at all, but I guess that's what they wanted. And next thing I know, they we ran it a couple of times, and they sent us to a green room where I saw like the chair with like that said cast and the Stranger Things font. And I'm like, look at it, look how cool that is. But then they brought she and I back to set, and up to someone who I would later find out is the director. And he was like, listen, we got like 1,000 pages of script. Sometimes there's communications problems, lines get crossed. That being said, he looks at her and goes, you're not saying those lines anymore. He is. And she was like, what about the scene with the dog? And he's like, yeah, he's going to do that too. And I was like, is there a dog here? I like dogs. Can I pet it? And he's like, there's no dog here. And I realized right when he said it, two things. Number one, he was incredibly embarrassed for having to do this. And she was fucking pissed. And I knew she was being downgraded, but I didn't truly understand the gravity of the situation until the end of the day when, like, they're like, all right, we're wrapped and whatnot. And I went up to the director and I was like, do you want to go outside and film this scene with the dog right quick? And he's like, no, it'll be another day. They'll call you. And he said it so nonchalantly that I was like, that's never going to happen. I mean, this is cool and all, but that's never going to happen. And when I was checking out, they were like, I'm so glad you stopped in to sign out because we just got radioed over. You're coming back. Here are the tentative dates. We're going to be having you. And I was like, oh, this is real. This is happening. So I went from one line to recurring, and she went from recurring down to one line.
Oh,
which is why
her role, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't mean to. I feel like it's the acting version of getting buried. Like, when they switch a headliner and a feature, I think that's basically what happened. Is they were like, well, she's not giving us what we want, so we're gonna go with this dude.
Wow.
And if that hadn't happened, no one would have noticed the shirt. Well,
okay, so first of all, that's crazy. And for the actors and the entertainers out there, let that be a lesson to you. Don't always get things on the first shot. He said he tried to get on Stranger Things 2 and 3, and it wasn't until 4 that he got it. And even in 4, it wasn't even his original line. Like, he had to, like, it was a product of chance. But in addition to this, bro, like, so give us, since this has happened, right? This is taking way too long. I hope you don't get canceled out. This was supposed to they're supposed to show your scene already. Since we did all that, your selection of the shirt that you wore has in itself become iconic, right? Like, you're all over the papers. South Aiken, South Carolina is now basically erecting a golden statue of you in the Capitol. I mean, like, what?
Dude.
Bro, talk to us about the shirt. Like, why? Like, what was this wardrobe? Was this style? Was this you?
So,
okay.
Wardrobe had like a couple options for me to wear, and basically when you film something that big, they bring you in. Like, I had a hair test. They came in and they did my hair and took photos of me, and they did a wardrobe test where I went in and they put me in several different outfits to see and took photos of it to decide what they were going to have me wear on the day. And that shirt was one of the options. It was the only cool T-shirt. There were other things were like, I don't know, just bland, plain, like, different shirts. One was like a sweater. So, dude, I told them no. I was like, no, I'm not going to wear this sweater. That was the one thing I put my foot down. But I told them I liked the shirt. Because here's the thing. I knew it was going to be hot all day. Like, that jacket, I don't know if you can tell. If you look closely in that paused shot right there, you can see there's a wool liner of that jacket. I'm wearing an undershirt, that T-shirt, another overshirt that's kind of stuffed in there a little bit, and that jacket and a hat and jeans. That jacket has a wool liner that's like a centimeter thick, and it was in the middle of COVID in May in Atlanta when we're filming that. So they couldn't use the AC because if you remember, they were worried like that it was going to circulate COVID, and like if one person is sick, everyone would get sick. So they couldn't use the AC in the building. They had a truck outside that was pumping air into the room next door, which wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. I was brewing soup, dude. But anyway, so had I not been upgraded, they wouldn't have seen that shirt. And someone pointed it out, and I went viral. Like my face went viral in that part of the country from people just sharing. Holy crap! There's an Aiken shirt on the #1 show in the world right now, and people just went bananas for it. So they reprinted the shirt and started selling them, and they sent me a copy of the shirt. I wore it yesterday, and they sent me a letter saying thank you. That basically the company that was printing them, they said at the time it was hundreds. I have to guess it's legitimately actually in the thousands that they've sold, because they said they've sold so many, and all the proceeds are going to the high school. And they said kids are going to benefit from it for years to come, which is crazy.
That's awesome.
So, but today the company that was producing the T-shirts put up a notice saying they had to abruptly stop selling them. And I found out yesterday that the reason is because I guess the guy who originally printed them had a copyright dispute over it. And I found out this morning that basically he wants to be the only person printing them, and he's not planning on giving any of the money to the school.
Oh wow!
So this one dude just saw money bags and is like, "Well, no, I need to get mine." I don't understand if maybe this guy is like, he's got a scarcity mentality and he's just thinking like, he maybe doesn't have enough money to retire, or maybe he's just like going, I need to get mine, but whatever it is, I really hope this guy regrets this decision, and until I hope it haunts him until the day he dies. Like that. Who's gonna steal money from the kids? Like, that's crazy.
All right, now do we know for a fact? Can you hear me? By the way.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Do we know for a fact? And bear with me as I'm kind of trying to fix things. I'm fixing the plane as we're flying, so bear with me. But do we know for a fact that the money that the school that everybody's saying is going to the schools is definitely going to? I mean, I'm not trying to accuse anybody of anything. Also, but South Aiken High, like, what's the significance about this place? Like, why? Like, you go ahead.
So they got legitimate vintage clothing for everyone in the show to wear, and so they happened to get a shirt that was printed in the early 80s. They got them from all over the place, from vintage shirt dealers, from going into like Goodwill and places like that. And so this just happened to be a real vintage shirt that was attached to a real high school. And so that's just how it came to be. But they've got, pride for their high school and their city and whatnot. And I mean, then there's just fans of the show who are buying it. So they've shipped them to 20 different states, they said so far. I mean, I know one lady messaged me saying she's got 200 of them in her garage that she bought that they were going to sell they're having me come in to do a fundraiser for the school to take photos and sign autographs for the kids and stuff, which is how this whole thing of me going there originated. But it's crazy. Like,
what's up with the kids? What are they fundraising for?
It's for their booster club, which goes to benefit like their athletics departments and stuff. And I'm fundraising for my comedy show. I'm giving a portion of the proceeds to their drama department, because their drama department is apparently in real bad shape. Like, they lost their teacher. They just recently got a new teacher for it. But I mean, every school in the country pretty much is underfunded. Like, that's why kids go around selling candy bars and magazines and stuff to help fund, their, going on trips to, play other schools and all that stuff, get uniforms and all that. I mean, they're always in need to raise money for whatever reason. But
All right. Enough of this. All right. You're a great guy. You're doing good things for the community. Give us trash. All right. Like, I know that some folks have been like hitting you up, asking you to sign autographs. And then I think somebody sent you one that was like, look, we need you to sign these 2,000 autographs real quick for the kid. For the kid. Like, hold up, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're now starting to get to the star level where you're like, look, tell everybody that I'm not signing any autographs for the next month. Like the transition, bro. Like, talk to me about like what that's like.
So it started out, I went viral on Reddit, right? I took a photo of myself in front of the TV, like, look, this is me, and that's also me, you know, on Stranger Things, and it got like 20,000 likes, and someone reached out and just asked for an autograph, and I was like, I mean, I've gotten headshots printed with the intention of mailing them to agents in Los Angeles to try to get LA rep, which I don't have an agent in LA yet, but I have a manager out there now. So I had them sitting around, and I was like, this guy asked for an autograph, and I was like, all right, sure. And I just like used a marker and scratched out my phone number, you know, and just signed it. And like, all right. And I took it to the post office, and I thought that was cool. It was just one, right? And I took a photo of it, of me, you know, at the post office, like, I'm mailing out an autograph. This is so crazy. And the moment I posted that I was mailing out one, then everyone was like, well, I want one too. Dude, I've mailed a few hundred at this point. Legitimately a few, because each time I've gone to get, so I had like 25 of those headshots printed, and I burned through those in no time. And then I just took a screenshot from the show showing me, and I got 100 of those printed, and I burned through them in like a week and a half or 2 weeks or something. And then I just got more printed. And at some point, this dude messaged me, and he was like, hey, you know, I'm an autograph authenticator. I work for this company. He's like, he asked me to send, and all I was asking was basically for people to cover the cost, because I just didn't like the idea of selling my autograph. And so I mailed him one, and he had me write the weirdest stuff on there, like the episode number and like the line I said on the show and all this other stuff. And I'm like, this is weird, but okay. And the next thing, he's like, hey, my buddy, he's printing out a couple things he wants you to sign. Is that cool? Like, we'll send it to you. And I'm like, all right. Yeah, that's fine. I'm thinking a couple, right? I mean, the envelope he sent me was like this thick. Like, just jam packed with, and I was like, he was like, it's gonna be about 50, and I'm like, 50?
Oh yeah.
Like, no, I'm not gonna. No, that's gonna be like a whole afternoon of signing No, I'm not gonna do that, and that's not for personal use. And if it is, there's a problem. Like, are you building a shrine to me? Do you need some hair? Like, what the fuck is happening that you need that many autographs? Like, that's weird, right? Yeah. It's clearly that you want to try and sell them, right? And see if there's a market or whatever.
Carpal tunnel by the end of those 50 autographs.
Exactly, man. Right? Like, that's a lot. Like,
and I just want to say, I just saw your scene right now. I've never said this to another man before, but you look thick in that, man.
Right?
Thick,
dude,
so much gear on, man. So many layers.
They make me look like a mountain of a dude in that.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, you was looking like a Zinger mountain melt out here, man. Yo,
dude,
thick.
I had people message me, go like, "Are you wearing a fat suit? Like, what's happening? Why are you so?" Dude, the first person to ask was like Krista's son from the improv, the manager of the improv. Yeah, she was like, "My son wants to know if you were wearing a fat suit." I was like, "Well, wow." I'm gonna have to, get that gym membership. I was debating. There's no debating it anymore.
Layers. It was just the layers, man. They put you in too many gears.
Well, it's also like the angles they went from.
It's the angles. Like, they wanted you to look, kind of lumberjack in it. You know what I'm saying?
They wanted me to look huge. Yeah, and I do. I look like I'm 7 feet tall in that thing, and 300 pounds. Like, I look massive, which is crazy. Yeah, with my little dog. And my little dog, too.
Oh yeah.
Dog right here. I think I have the dog scene. Yeah, man. Well, listen, outside of that, now that you have your name out there, folks are starting to know you as Adam Murray, the actor. I came up knowing Adam Murray, the comedian. And it seems like you're able to channel these things into each other with this. You got a show. Did you do the show? Hasn't happened yet, right? You're still
no. It happens. It happens in August. It's going to be August 19th in Aiken.
And
that's the thing. I'm in that weird place where like I'm going from like, you know, people, unless they're like fans of my comedy because they've seen me somewhere before, you know, open for someone or whatever, they don't really know me. And now there's people who know me from the show, and I'm starting to actually sell tickets. So I've got like, I've got people like, you know, clubs that we came up opening for. They're like, hey, you know, maybe you want to do this in the middle of nowhere for $500, and I have to be like, and they're like, they're planning it like months out, kind of thing. And I'm like, well, I know the TV shows I have coming out, and I've seen them do this with other people who are on the come up, where they're like, let's try to get him before he realizes he can sell tickets, and they do that thing where like, we'll offer him this because we know this is way more than we paid him before, and then we'll sell him here, and then we'll take this in the middle. Yeah, you know.
So let me ask you, like, how does that jive with you? You know, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm just gonna keep it 100. Me and you are of a certain class, right? I think we both came up like around 2010, just around 2010, maybe a little before. And when we was coming up, like, it was really competitive. I mean, we have a community in the Orlando area where we're a community, but we also compete. And we have personally discussed some instances in which folks would shit on other comedians. We spoke about an individual that tried to shit on our homeboy Akeem Woods, and then our Akeem is popping, and we get to throw that in his face. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, I've got that thing in me, Adam, where if I get cast in Wakanda Forever Part 2, I'm gonna be like, fuck this New Blerd Order shit. I'm too good for these motherfuckers. I got my own show. Ty who? You the fuck is Yaz? Kevin who? I'm gonna be too good for this shit. I'm logging off. I'm blocking everybody. I'm just kidding, by the way. Not y'all. But there's a certain level of resentment that those of us had, that we knew we had the talent, but you didn't see it before. But now that you know that you can sell tickets off of the hard work that I put forward, now you want to hit me up. There's some resentment that comes out. Does that happen with you too? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, the only people I have resentment to is the people who are asshole. The people who are assholes. Like when I was coming up, like the people who were just but they were assholes to everybody. So there's just, you know, some shit. some shitty comics like wrong. That. But like, I mean, the fact of the matter is, like, it's weird. Like, there was a time when I was like, fuck this person, but like, it's really gotten to the point where I'm just like, who gives a shit about that? Like, they're still not doing anything. Right. I think I know what you're talking about. They're not even worth my time anymore. Right. But like, as far as clubs are concerned, like, I mean, I have to imagine that they're watching this and seeing that, you know, I sold out half a theater in a week. You know, and like, this is gonna sell out, which is crazy. And then they're like, well, how can I make money off that too? So it starts with like the people who are like, you know, that commonly try to take advantage of people on their way up. Just like, I mean, I've seen them do it to everybody, where they are just like, we're gonna offer them what sounds like a lot because it's so much more than we paid them before, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not.
Right.
So just trying to avoid the pitfalls I've seen other people in my same position fall into. It's weird, you know. Like, I don't want to book, you know, stuff so far out because that's, you know, I would like to be in a position to like headline improvs and stuff like that, you know. But I've seen so many people that, like, you know, they book a bunch of stuff and then it's like, they start getting better offers and stuff, and then they have to start canceling stuff. I don't want to be that guy that's canceling a bunch of stuff. You know. So we'll see.
So, Adam, I got a question for you. Sorry, Vince.
Go ahead.
Please.
Oh, so we haven't formally met, but I'm new in the comedy scene. I've been in Orlando for about 4 years now. Yeah, you know what I mean. We're in St. Cloud. Really St. Cloud. If I'm keeping it a buck. I have my own show in St. Cloud.
So you're in Tampa. We get it. All right.
They're calling me the Fresh Prince of St. Cloud right now. Mr. Kissimmee, the Kissimmee Kid, Orlando's Calrissian. Whatever y'all want it to be. That's on y'all. No, but just I guess from the newer school to the older generation, man. I respect what you're doing and I appreciate you. Do you have any advice for the new comics coming up or the comics that are on the scene now?
Yeah, I would say just try to get on stage as much as possible. Like when I was first starting out, I just tried to hit I gave up paid spots for some weekends to go do places that I wasn't getting paid, but I was going to have more shows that weekend to do.
Sure.
Like I did all sorts of stuff like that. Also, just it's not hard. Just be nice to people because you never know. Like, I mean, think how many people were shitty to Akeem, and now look at him. Like, I mean, you think he wants to fuck with any of those people who were assholes to him coming up? Like, no, And those people. But here's the thing: those people who are assholes, like, this is a small. I mean, it's a real small community of people. There might be maybe 5,000, 10,000 comics in the country, maybe. Like, think of a town that has 5,000 people or 10,000. Every one of those fuckers knows each other. To me, at some point, you don't know who someone's gonna be at some point. There could be that dude that. I mean, Vince has seen it. We've seen guys that they weren't funny for a long time, like years, and then they really got funny, and then shit started to pop off for those people, and you just never know what. I mean, even like some of those people that maybe they're not hugely successful in comedy, but then they open clubs, they manage clubs, like there's a lot of people that end up owning or managing comedy clubs were comics at one point, and you never know who those people are going to be. And if you were dicks to them when they're coming up, they're not going to want to book you,
Sure.
And it really isn't just like to be, have a bit of self-preservation. It's just, there's nothing wrong with just being nice to people. Like, I don't understand this idea of this is a hard enough business. And there's people who are like, well, we got to fucking make it difficult for them because then, if they're going to quit now, they're not going to last. We should just fuck it up for them so they quit now. It saves themselves some time. It's bullshit, man. It's hard enough. Like, don't be dicks to people.
Yeah, man. I specifically think there's this comedian, Roberto Font. He calls himself, he's not really that funny. You know what I'm saying?
Trash.
He's actually trash.
Trash.
He's trash. I'm
Mine is America Chavez. Oh, no way. He don't know shit about Puerto Ricans, America Chavez, Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness. His takes are Multiverse of Mid. Yeah, I can't stress that enough. Yeah.
Every week, I'm just kidding. We love Minnie. Minnie's
we love you to death,
and he's hilarious. Let's that be, so don't even, don't mind me. I'm just making fun of him because I know he's in the comments. But yeah, definitely go see anything you see Minnie on. But yeah, that was us, man. Like we was trying. So I mean, in closing, man, as we start to kind of wrap up, I am curious about one of these things. And by the way, as we're starting to wrap up with Adam, because he's got a call time somewhere. If you have any questions in the comments is on fire. Now's the time. My question is, I'm gonna drop the fourth wall here a little bit. We did ask you to be on the show as soon as we learned that you was gonna be on the show, and you said to me, what you said was, wait, I don't know, because more may be coming out, and it was your way of not getting sued and saying, hey, look, I might be in the finale, and Netflix, he did not tell nobody. It was he adhered to his contract. And then we saw you in the finale. So my question for you is do you not know? Like, it's already weird that you didn't even know that you were going to be in the show and they just called you about wardrobe and didn't say, hey, congrats, you got the part. Did you also not know that you were going to be in the finale? Like, there's always the chance
So
your scene might be cut. How did you?
yeah. I mean, I was hoping. I mean, even when Hillbilly Elegy came out, I was like, I hope I make the cut. You just never know. I've had. I mean, the very first big thing I was in was that Marvel show, The Gifted.
Yes.
And I have a line or two in that, but when I'm speaking, they're not showing my face. They're showing other things happening. And when I'm on camera, I'm not talking. So like I had people that were like, "Were you just an extra? Like, what's that?"
Right.
So you never know how they're going to cut it or how they're going to change it, or if they're just going to delete the scene entirely. I mean, Dean was in one of the Transformer movies.
Yeah, Transformers 3.
Yeah. What is happening to the audio right now?
Around 10:40, I turned into an Autobot when you mentioned Transformers. Hold on. Just keep talking, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Dean was in one of the Transformers movies with Shia LaBeouf. Like he was like an FBI agent and like had a whole scene in a helicopter, like taking him out of some place that was like dangerous, or whatever. It never saw the light of day. So you never know, for whatever reason, either maybe that it didn't make sense for the story, or there's something about the scene that they didn't like, or I was worried that like with Hillbilly Elegy, Ron Howard told the kid, he's like, "Wasn't that guy scary? Like he was scarier than your grandma." And I was like, "Oh shit!" So I'm gonna look scarier than Glenn Close. They can't have that, so they gotta cut that out. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know until it. Like I was sitting in theaters watching it that I had made the cut. So I mean, with this, so in that scene, the second scene with the dog, I had a line in that, and we filmed it both with and without the line. And I think what happened was, I was nervous about hurting the dog because in the script, I'm supposed to yank his leash, and it's supposed to like yelp because I yanked it so hard. Because I'm just that awful of a guy, and I'm like yell at the dog like, "Come here, let's go," or whatever the fuck it was. And I actually thought about it, like they didn't like the way I was saying the line, and I think it was just because I was so concerned. Like they basically had it where like they had a lot of slack in the leash, and I just pulled it, and they're like, we'll make it look good in post or whatever. And I was like, this is either going to be so hokey, or I'm gonna hurt this dog. Mm-hmm. And like the dog doesn't know what the fuck is going on. Like you can't communicate that. I know they're trained and all, but I don't know. I just felt bad, and so I feel like I wasn't. I don't know. Saying
did you like have a relationship with the dog? Like, were you?
I mean, I met it on set, and we walked around. This dog looked like it had a demeanor about it that looked like it had been abused or abandoned at some point. Like its
White
tail
people will
was
fall
like
in love with the dog quick.
It had its tail like tucked underneath and stuff, and it was like skittish. And I was just like, man, I just don't want to fuck this dog up. Yeah. And they told me like the animal trainer told me it was a new dog, but like it was trained or whatever, and they're like, you're not gonna hurt the dog, it's fine, don't even worry about it. And I'm like, but I'm worried about it. so I didn't know if they were gonna have it. I didn't even realize that I was gonna be in the first drop, because what they originally said was they were gonna release the first 5 episodes and then the last 4, and I didn't find out until that morning of the first drop that they released 7 of them. And I found it out from another comics post. He was like, "Oh, they just dropped Stranger Things. They dropped a ton of episodes." And I was like, "How many episodes did they drop?" And like 7. I was like, "Oh shit. Well, I guess today's gonna be a crazy day." And they had no idea what I was talking about. They figured it out later. But I was worried because like I had told like three comics what was coming, and then every one of those comics told someone else. And those people told someone else. And like, dude, at one point I got a phone call from a comic who was like, "Hey, are you gonna be on Stranger Things?" And I was like, "Who the fuck told you that?" He's like, "Forget it. Who cares about that? Is it true? Is that what's happening?" And so I locked down my Facebook because I was worried that someone who didn't really know what was going on was gonna comment something on my wall like, "What episode are you on?" Or man, you weren't on fucking Stranger Things. I wouldn't be in the first release or whatever. And I was just worried I was gonna get sued or something for breaking my NDA. I was just like, oh man. So like I made it to where no one could comment on my wall and shit like that. I was terrified that something like that was gonna happen. Dude, I was worried when I went viral on Reddit. I'm like, dude, production's gonna be mad because everyone's asking me questions. I'm like, I'm not the chosen spokesperson for fucking Stranger Things. Everyone's asking me questions and I'm answering them. Next thing I know, like someone was like, that's not really you. And another dude's like, I'm a cameraman on the show. It's him. And I'm like, oh shit. Like cameraman started arguing in the comments. A lighting guy came in there and started. I was like, oh shit! Like production is seeing this and is in here, and I'm like, they're gonna sue me or send me a cease and desist letter or something. I was like, oh shit!
Oh wow!
Like, dude, because that went viral at like 1 a.m. Like it was on all day, maybe midnight. I think it was midnight, something like that. Like too late to do anything about it. And I got a text message from a friend of mine. Yeah, that was the photo I shared. I got a text from a friend of mine. I was like, dude, I didn't expect to be scrolling and see your face. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, Reddit. I was like, oh, yeah, cool. Yeah. He's like, I'm not even in that subreddit. I was like, hold on. Are you saying I made the front page of Reddit? And he's like, yeah. I was like, whoa, shit. I started like, I messaged my agent, like, should I be worried about this? Because the second half hadn't come out yet. Like, so people are asking me, are you going to be in the second half or whatever? And I was just like posting like the zip lips. Like, I didn't want to say yes or no or anything like that. Like, I was just, I don't know, man. It's weird dealing with like NDAs because they take shit real seriously. Like, I mean, I got a friend who was on, what the fuck was the name of the show where the witch had set up her own little town?
Oh,
WandaVision. Yeah. She was in WandaVision, and they give you the script for the day, and they're real cool looking. I'd show you one, but they're in my closet. They're like tiny little. They look like miniatures of the script, and she had taken one home with her, and they called her. She was on her way back to Florida. They called her and were like, "Hey, do you have your script with you?" And she's like, "Yeah." She's like, "You need to bring it back." Ooh. She's like, "I'm in Florida." So they're like, "Well, then you need to burn it." Like they're like, wow. That first day when I was leaving Stranger Things, I had that script with me. I was like, "This is so cool," and they were like, "Yeah, these are the dates coming. Is that your script? We'll take that." I'm like, I can't keep that. And they're like, "No. Like we burn all that stuff." I was like, "Holy crap!"
Wow.
Like
secrets.
I mean, I may or may not have some things I'm not supposed to have.
Maybe not. All right. Well,
maybe not.
Check it out. We got a couple questions, but yeah, man, just to kind of lay into the point you were making. I mean, this is the type of stuff that was happening to Adam. Like he's like, remember when newspapers was how you got your info? Like he's on all kind of articles like this all throughout the internet. Like, and I'm just picturing Adam with his finger on the post button, just waiting for the day that folks finally know to be able to be like, yes, bitch, I was in it. Not only once, but multiple times. And who knows? I may be back. Like, I could definitely see you back. So we hella proud. We got a couple questions, man, from our audience. And then we'll go ahead and let you enjoy the rest of your day, fam. And I can't stress again how much I sincerely appreciate you waking up at the crack of dawn to join us.
Of course.
Minnie actually is asking a personal question. He wants to know when you're coming back for a little bit because we gotta all hang out, man.
Dude, I'm coming to Orlando. I'll be there late in the day on the 5th. I'm gonna try to come to Mitch Silver's show at the Improv.
Oh, okay.
I'll be in Orlando from the 5th until I leave on the 11th.
Okay.
I'm performing in Jacksonville, the 11th, 12th, and 13th. So I'm coming to hang out for a little bit. I'm gonna try to do like a meetup somewhere at like a bar. So I'm gonna be on Tom and Dan wants to interview me, and they want to have me on. What's one of the radio shows? I'm blanking on the dude's name.
Is it Monsters? Is it Jim?
No. Jim Colbert show.
Yeah, with Ross. Okay.
Yeah. I didn't want to call him Dirty Jim.
Yeah, he doesn't like.
That's what was coming to my mind. I'm like, nah, that's not it.
Yeah, he doesn't mind it. Yeah, he's been alive for a while. All right,
I don't know when I'm gonna go on his show, but he said he wants to have me come in. So.
I'm almost certain that Ross has something to do with that because, Ross is on this show. Also, here's a good question coming from one of our esteemed guests, one of our favorite followers. Lisa wants to know who has been your favorite person to work with on or off camera. Now I'm gonna make this easy, and I'm gonna take myself off of the list so that you can include everybody else. Because I know it would be me if it was. But anyway,
I mean, I've had some pretty cool experiences that I can't really talk about yet because they're not out yet.
Okay.
But I mean, I'll say this in probably a month or two, you'll want to have me back, and we can talk about some of that stuff then.
Oh my god!
But I've done between February of 2020 and February 2021 and February of this year, I did 6 TV shows and 2 movies.
Whoa!
And the only ones that have come out so far is the Miss Pat show and Stranger Things.
Oh shit! You on Miss Pat? Yo, you was on Miss Pat?
Yeah. So I only had like 1 line in it, but like because of the way they shot it, I was there for a whole week because it was filmed in front of a live studio audience. So the way they do it is like the first day was blocking. They do it like a play where they figure out where everyone's going to stand. And then the second day was blocking with camera blocking, which is where like, okay, now that we know where the actors are, how are we going to fit the cameras through everything? And then the third day they film the episode. And then on the 4th day, they film the episode with a live studio audience. Oh. So they have one in the can and then they film it again with a studio audience just in case, something with the audience goes crazy or whatever. They'll have all the covers they need, So that was wild. So I'm there with my like 1 line, but I'm there all day in case they need me for a week, which is crazy. Which I mean, they had the best food. Like I mean, we were talking like green juice, ribs. Like salmon, like dude, I was eating like a goddamn king and just walking around like, oh, do they need me to say my 1 line now? Okay.
For those of y'all don't know Miss Pat, it was like when I learned comedy through Miss Pat's era of comedy. She was in Def Jam, BET Comic View. She's a classic quintessential. Some would call urban, but I just say a hilarious comic that came up during the time when we had the golden age of urban comedy. And it's just amazing that she's had this staying power. I mean, Dorian was on that show too, Gail, and now we got Adam as an adult. So it's just Google Miss Pat and you'll see what is big deal, huge deal. And as it got you a paid week. Now, Lisa,
I mean, to answer that question though, I would say, I mean, Ron Howard was amazing to deal with. He was super awesome. But the cop in Stranger Things, who's like, running that town hall, that dude was hilarious. Like, when the camera stopped, I wouldn't be surprised if that guy's done stand-up. I mean, he made everyone laugh. He was like basically like cutting up and making jokes and stuff. That dude was so funny.
Are you talking about
fun?
Are you talking about the guy, the blonde guy? Or are you talking about
the black guy? The black guy who's like, yeah. I forget that dude's name, but dude, he is so funny, so funny. Like I'm telling you, he was making everyone laugh. Like when something went wrong, he was cutting up about it. Like, dude, that dude was so fun. And I talked to him about it, and he's like, "Yeah, man, this is a long day, just trying to make everyone have a good time and enjoy ourselves." Because I mean, it could real easily go the other way, you know. But everyone's just so happy to be there. Like, I mean, how could you not be? We all know we're in that show. I will say, I did worry that, I mean, because who knows? I was like, what happens if this is like the one season where they jump the shark and
Yeah.
everyone just hates the season? But I mean, it turned out to be like everyone's calling it the best season of the show yet, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. I've got, I'm in some TV shows coming out. Some are brand new shows. Some are like already very well established shows, and that's the thing is you just go, what happens if this is the season where everyone's like, yeah, fuck that show. Yeah,
Yeah.
it could be.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that if I had it, which I don't, but if I was an actor, I would think, look, as long as I played my part right, I can't be held accountable for the success or the lack of success for the show. If I did a good job, you would think, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
They be holding people at high standards, dog. Like,
Yeah.
yo, I had 2 lines. I ruined everything.
Well, all right, let me give you an example. Like, in that movie Tenet, right? Me and Ty are in agreement that the movie was not the best movie, but old boy's part, what's his name? Batman, the dude that played, you know what I'm talking about. He just
Christian
played
Bale.
Not Christian Bale. Team Edward.
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson. My bad.
He did great.
He killed that role. Now the movie itself did not pan out, but I looked at him completely differently after he lost Team Edward. The whole stench of Team Edward in that movie. I was like, holy shit, this dude can act.
Shitty Batman.
Now, well, he did. You did. I mean, I still don't think Batman was the worst. I didn't like the movie.
I liked it.
Dark Knight series. But
it felt like they brought the 1960s Batman to modern day.
That's what they keep saying.
Which
it wasn't that great though. I'm just saying. That was the best thing about the movie. Yeah.
Well, we don't want to. Let's not get Adam written out of Batman 2. You know what I'm saying? All right. The last two questions. Go ahead, brother.
Go ahead. I was gonna say something I probably shouldn't. I came close to being in a certain DC movie that's not out yet.
Okay, yeah, let's because we want you to talk about it when you get in it.
You looking a little Aquaman in the face. I'm not gonna lie. you looking a little Jason Momoa over there. I can see it.
I can see it. Yeah, with bad vision. I got it. All right. So my 2 questions are: the first is, do you as an actor, do you only seek out roles that you? Did I do that? If I did, my bad. I don't think I did though. Only seek out roles that are interesting to you, or do you seek out roles just because you want to get screen time? That's my first question. And then
go ahead. Like I don't control which auditions I get. They come through my agent, and I mean, there's definitely been some stuff I've turned down. Like I've had. Like they tried to get me in a Bojangles commercial, but it wasn't SAG, so it'd be like, I think it was like $1,000 or $1,500 for a year with an option to renew it for 2, and I was like, this doesn't make any sense. I wrote my agents, I was like, this doesn't make any sense because then I can't do any fast food commercials, and I'm about to be in like 3 or 4 of like the biggest TV shows out there, and then like the biggest movie in Thanksgiving, and like my probability of being in a commercial like that goes up the more this stuff comes out. Why have a conflict for the next 2 years just for $1,000? It just doesn't make any sense. And they were like, yeah, we think you're right, so we pass on that.
Do they ever try to typecast you? Do they ever try to typecast you like racist redneck guy or hillbilly type?
Oh yeah, I just got, I don't know if I can pull them up. I just got new headshots done where I am basically like a redneck, because that was one of the things they had asked me to do Let me see.
It's so funny while he's looking that up. It's funny to hear this conversation, even though my mouth isn't moving on screen. It's funny because Adam is like the furthest thing from a quote unquote redneck, and I use that term loosely. But he's the furthest thing. I still have my "Pot did this to me" shirt. I was gonna wear it.
Oh, dude,
I still wear that shit, bro. That's like one of my favorite shirts because it's fitting. It form fits my body. So that I can show my girlish figure, and it also shows about my habits. So me and Adam came up, man, and
dude, we traded shirts.
Yeah, we did. He has the "I Love Being Black" shirt, right? And we would wear it on stage, counter each other. Oh shit! Yeah, look at you, bro. Yeah.
Look how angry you look in that one picture, though.
Yeah, you definitely look like he doesn't want any black kids showing up to take the bomb. All right.
Dude. There was one.
What's up,
I auditioned for I don't think it's gonna get made now, considering everything that's happened. But there's a Will Smith movie that I auditioned for. It was like a civil war movie, and I was supposed to play some real general who said some choice words, and I was just like, I can't do this. Even in trying to say it in knowing that it's fake or whatever, I just can't fucking say those words, man. So there's definitely some stuff. That's the kind of shit people win Oscars for, but I was like, I don't know, it just made my stomach churn.
So let me ask you this: so we now are starting to learn what Adam Murray will accept in role fashion. Would you play a character who has to kiss a man or have a love scene with a man that's pretty, which shouldn't be a big deal, but if not saying the N-word on camera, even though we know your father's thing racist, would you?
I don't know that I could. I don't feel like I could portray that realistically. I think it would just be too much for me. I've also turned down stuff there's stuff they wanted me to have nudity, and I was just like, I don't. No one wants to see all this. I feel like I would rather that not be the punchline that everyone's like, ah, you know what I mean? There's some laughs I just don't want to get. You know what I mean?
Oh man, come on, man. No, it's not about the size of the motion. I don't know what I'm saying. All right, well listen. So now I think Kevin is also looking to start acting. And if you need to rehearse some of those scenes to feel a little, more comfortable.
I knew I shouldn't have made that thick comment. That thick comment got dudes from New York like, hey, yo, my brother.
Nah, let me stop. My last question, Adam, and I think we'll go ahead and let you go out of here, brother. Were you a fan of Stranger Things before you got the role?
Yeah. Dude, yeah. I was a fan since season 1. So I got super excited when I saw got to audition for season 2. I was like, oh shit, yeah. I think it was the season 3. What I auditioned for was the guy in the gas station attendant, when Hopper goes out and steals a car, and the cop goes, or someone comes to interview the gas station attendant to find out what the fuck happened. I was auditioning for that guy, which is nowhere near as cool of a role as what I ended up with in season 4. But yeah, I was a huge fan. So when I walked on set and I saw the chair that says cast in the Stranger Things font, I was like, dude, you see this? It's so great. And everyone else was just going, yeah. I'm flipping out and it's going dude, look how cool this is. And everyone else is calm down, buddy. Is this your first time on set? And I'm like, no, but it's first time here. It's crazy.
All right. Without dispelling too much, because I know you can't with your NDAs. What do we, outside of the South Aiken show and all the other shows that I'm sure you're going to hit me up to feature for you and do special guests and stuff for? Just kidding, by the way, no pressure. What can we look forward to that you're able to tell us about in future projects?
I should have a TV show coming out next month. I've got 2 coming out in September, and I'll have a movie in theaters around Thanksgiving. I've also got a couple others coming out. I didn't sign NDAs for those, but I don't know if I should say. But I'm gonna
play it safe.
Yeah, I'll play it safe. But I've got a few big ones coming out that, I mean, nothing's bigger than Stranger Things, but I mean that, dude, if you look on like IMDb has let me see if I can pull it up on my iPad. They have I think I have IMDb Pro on here. They show like what's rated number 1 or whatever. Yeah. Stranger Things was number 1 from the moment it came out until like maybe a week ago, like from May 27th or whatever. It's been number 1, dude. And we're talking movies, TV shows are all rated in the same thing. Like Top Gun didn't knock it off at number 1. Top Gun only peaked at number 2 because Stranger Things was number 1, which is crazy.
Wow, that's dope. All right, like, look, man. Go ahead.
I guess I don't have IMDb Pro on here. I thought I did. Oh, here it is. It's got to download. I don't use the app.
Well, I'll tell you what, brother. We'll take your word for it, man. And I know, like I said, you got busy, a busy weekend, a lot of stuff going on. I, for one, am looking forward to you coming down here. I think I'll be here the second week of August. So hopefully we can meet up at Harry Buffalo, or you know what I'm saying, or one of
it's back at number 1
Orlando locations. You know what I'm saying, and just shoot the shit with you and maybe get my own personal autograph. You can sign my left tit. Oh,
right. Well, look how long it was just sitting at number 1. It dipped for like 1 day, and it's back at, like, I mean, that's crazy. And it's back at number 1 again. Like,
yeah, man.
I mean, that's from, I don't know if you can see the months written on there.
Not really.
That's from like May. Like May is on the left, and this is like current day. Yeah, you can see May. May is over here. Wait, over here. Oh, I bumped it.
Hey,
I mean, you can see how fucking flat it is up there, just like bleh. Like, I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Because Top Gun, it's the most popular movie that Tom Cruise has ever done, and it only reached number 2 on IMDb. Like, it didn't knock Stranger Things. It is bananas how popular that movie is, or that TV show is. Like, it's number 1. It was number 1 in what, like 85 countries? It's crazy. It's top 10 in like 95 countries. It's blows my mind, man. It is the most popular English-speaking TV show they've ever had on Netflix. That's fucking bananas.
Definitely is inspirational, brother, and I cannot speak any higher of you than I already have. I can't. I wish I could have you on forever. Oh, hold on. What is this? Daniel says.
I mean, I don't mind sitting in if you guys want me to. I don't mind sitting in.
Well, hey, look, you're more than welcome to. We're gonna go into like some Marvel stuff and some other stuff. So I mean, I don't know if that's your wheelhouse. I didn't want to put you on blast, and especially knowing that you got NDAs and.
Maybe not.
That's why I was like, I don't know, So, but by all means, jump in the comments, bro. I didn't want you to have to feel any kind of way about some of the content we're going to bring up, but I do want to say,
I
got anything else for Adam? We're going to go ahead and let him enjoy the rest of his Saturday, bro. I cannot thank you enough for joining us, my friend. Adam Murray, everybody, of Stranger Things fame, Hillbilly LG, award-winning movies this guy is playing in. And from what I understand, we have only scraped the barrel of the beginning of his career. Thanks again, Adam, man.
Of course, dude.
What else you got coming up, man? So everybody, let's give Adam the good old blurred salute, bro. We out, and we'll be right back with you, man. And I'm gonna come and we'll do some of the stuff that was on that shirt when you come in town, homeboy. All right, so thanks.
Hell yeah, man.
Everybody, Adam Murray, our favorite Stranger Things cast member, and you can see him on Stranger Things right now. You don't even have to wait. Go right. Well, I mean, wait in about an hour. Give it about an hour or so till the show's over, and then come back and holler. How about that, guys? Like, yo, Adam Murray, bro. Like, what about own people? Kevin, you know how you go to like Harry Buffalo, and that was me and Adam. We would go to like Why Not Lounge, and we would like battle each, like try to beat each other out to get like the to do anything but the first spot and anything but the last spot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We were like trying like how I can't believe Eric Myers gets to go and headline. Like I can be headlining. Like that was our whole thing.
Petty. Those lists.
Yeah, man. And he didn't want to say it, and I didn't want to put this on him because I know Adam's too good of a guy. But there was one dude in particular. I actually still am kind of cool with this dude, but I'll never forget. There was a dude in one of the older Orlando comedy scene community groups who basically like tried to go in on Adam. You know what I'm saying? He like was trying to like it was almost like a cyberbullying type of. He was doing it in a comedic way, but it really came across really aggressive.
Nah, comedians are assholes.
I'm not gonna say. I'll tell you off air because I mean, like I said, he's still cool.
Yeah.
But, he came at Adam so hard, and I'll never forget this because Adam and I, like I said, we were coming up, and this dude had been in the scene for a while, and Adam like relentlessly like went at this dude like, hold the fuck up. Who are you anyway? Like, you don't even do comedy like that. This is a hobby to you. It's a career for me. Where are you? Like, he just went in. And I just was like, as a guy who is new in the community, trying not to ruffle any feathers, who's trying to just be cool with everybody, to see this dude like stand up for himself so vociferously.
Yeah.
So like I remember I hit him up in the inbox. I was like, yo, look, bro, I mean, I'm still cool with the dude you was talking about. But I got to tell you, bro, it's inspiring to see you stand up for yourself the way you did.
Real
because I didn't know, like in my head, I'm thinking, look, you don't know, like kind of like I don't know who he's going to be. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who he really is. I don't want to ruffle no feathers. But Adam was like, yo, I don't need this shit. You know what I'm saying? And so to see him being able to like years later accomplish things, and the person that was trying to shit on him is still a full-time worker at a call center somewhere, probably, which is not to say anything bad.
But you're not doing comedy. It's
right. I mean, I think he just did or is about to have a show at the Improv. You can figure these things out. Yeah, I'll let you do the math. But
start looking at the Improv.
yeah. I'll give you a hint. Kermit is on his show. Kermit is on the shows. Okay, so you might know what it is. Okay. But yeah, it was just very inspirational for me to see like a dude like stick up for himself in the comedy community and not be like shunned or pushed aside by somebody who was more quote unquote well established. And ever since then I kind of felt the kinship with Adam, like, yo, this dude don't take no shit, man. He's about his business. And of course we had our times, after our shows where we would bond.
I feel like there's like a very thin comedy line where it's like you kind of have to respect your elders who have come before you. But if you don't stand up for yourself, or if you can't play the dozens or roast back, or just get serious when it's time, then you're just gonna be looked at as a pushover, and they'll walk all over you in comedy. Comics have this thing where it's like they don't have a boundary line, and anytime that they go too far, they're like, "Oh, it was just comedy. These was jokes." I was like, "No, he was talking about my personal life, dog. He was making fun of my stretch marks. They got what was that about? Had nothing to do with comedy."
Yeah, man. Well, and also another thing I didn't want to bring up while he was on the air. Was that when I first came on the scene, he was in a relationship with a young lady named Carmen Morales. I don't know if you know Carmen Morales. They have since gone their separate ways. They're on separate coasts, but they're both rising the ranks. Like she just had her HBO Max special.
Oh yeah, I do know Carmen. Yeah, I've opened for Carmen before.
Yeah, they were an item. Like they were, like together like that. And I wanted to ask him. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't want to, make the show about that because it's so long ago. It's so petty.
He's so messy, dog. He's so messy, bro.
I wanted to ask, like, if he been in touch, because I mean, it's such a like, how dope is that? Like your ex and yourself are rising up in the ranks, and you're still cool. Like, they're cordial. It's not like they don't speak. They're cool. I still see him commenting and congratulating her on her stuff, and I'm assuming the same thing goes vice versa. So I'm just happy
cordial.
that our
from the outside looking in, it looks cordial. That's a messy question to ask somebody. That's like, hey, Jada, you still think about Tupac? What's going on? Y'all good?
All right, that's right. Well, thanks again, Adam, man. And I'm so geeked up that we have a personal friend who's on Stranger Things 4. But now that we've gotten our Stranger Things kick out, man, I personally, since I've been gone the last couple of weeks, am really eager to talk to y'all about a couple things that I wasn't able to. I saw that y'all did speak about Nope last week. So I know we've already kind of covered this subject. I don't want to have to rehash it because I know y'all have already kind of.
You saw it? Did you see it?
I did see it. I saw it a couple days ago.
I was waiting. I need to hear what you think about it. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I saw Nope, which was a rated R movie. Mm-hmm. I brought my 11-year-old like a dumbass. Because I don't look at the rating. I look at the content. Like, if it says sexual, gratuitous, and I'm like, all right, this ain't for you. But if it's just violence and words, I'm like, all right, we can deal with violence and words. Because my daughter, she watches like Five Nights in Freddy and Tokyo Ghoul and you know what I'm saying, and, The Promised Neverland and shit like that, where they eat kids on anime. And I'm like, oh, you can handle, a movie about some aliens or something like that. So, all right, let me do this. Did you see Nope, Kev?
Nope.
All right. Are you anti-spoiler? We don't have to do
spoil it the fuck up. I don't care. Okay. I'm anti-Jordan Peele right now until he wins me back over. So I've been hesitating on Nope, but I am gonna give it a chance. Mm-hmm.
I'm interested in hearing what that's about. But okay. I will say I took my two daughters, and 2 out of 3 of us loved it. 2 out of 3 of us loved it. I personally
Let's hear it.
Yeah, he does kind of look refreshed this morning. He's ready for this. We're gonna get to the after show where we'll talk about the trip and some things that happened on it and some of the new products we've acquired since. But as far as Nope, I actually liked it. I damn near loved it. I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna lie. I damn near loved it. For
why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god! Stop fucking lying!
All right. So, not lying. I did love it. Let me tell you why. Now,
tell me why.
Now, granted, there's a lot of holes in this plot. A lot of holes. An unexplained phenomenon. But having said that, I know not of any other movies of this type, of this caliber, and I also know not of any other movies with this type of species that is prominent within the movie. All right, if we are spoiling the fact that Nope is about a being that's big enough to be a spaceship but isn't a spaceship, is a big deal. I think that's just dope as fuck. I love the fact that it was centered around the historical fact of the first black man being on camera for 2 seconds on a horse. And I like that theme of how they kept that throughout the movie. And it was it's Daniel. Not exactly. But I love that. I loved why I did. I don't know, but tell me why I loved our girl
Keke Palmer.
Yes, Keke Palmer's role in it. How boisterous and how vocal she was. I liked how they kept the realism of like, oh, something's going on. All right, let's leave. We out. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, but wait a minute, such and such. Like, no, I don't give a fuck about all that. Come on, let's get out of here. One of my favorite scenes is the scene where the aliens played the prank on Daniel Kaluuya. That was so well choreographed. Like, I was really fucked up.
Stop calling them aliens because we don't know that they are aliens.
Okay, well, not the aliens, but the kids were pranking him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we don't know what that is. Because nobody.
And the monkey scene, yo, the monkey scene fucked me up. The monkey scene fucked me up, bro. Like it fucked me up. I don't know why it was even in the movie, honestly. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean? That was a very important like side thing to know about like the main character and why he was literally trying to exploit the thing that his life was about death and exploiting it and like making money. He had a fucking death room about the most traumatizing moment in his fucking life in his house. He would pay him to go and sleep in that shit and hang out in there. He's fucked up in the mind. That made a lot of sense.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a selfish ask of me or not, but will y'all give me a 30-second synopsis of what this movie's about? Because I couldn't tell anything from the trailer.
Nope.
I can easily. All right, I'll give you the elevator pitch. There's a black owned ranch. All right. And they see something weird in the sky. They realize over time that, oh shit, it's probably some alien shit. And then the plot comes two things. It's twofold. It's all right, what do we do about it? But the main one that I was really fascinated with because it made it realistic was how do we prove to people in this new world that if we take a picture of it, that it actually is true with all this Photoshop, with all these deep fakes. How do we actually prove? Because the ranch is failing. Like they're basically selling it off, right? So like, well, maybe this bullshit, this extraterrestrial shit that's happening to us could end up being something good for us. But how do we prove to people that that's actually what's happening? Like, how do you see a picture? If I upload this to the internet, how are we going to say, oh, that's real, as opposed to, oh, that's one of the other deep fakes that's going on? So the plot starts to involve how to actually prove to the world that we've got some weird shit going on without them saying, oh, whatever, fake news.
Gotcha.
And that's why I loved it, because that's realistic.
More about the profit than proving. I mean, of course, you have to prove to profit, but at the end of the day, like Vince is making it more like they were trying to do something for the world. This was more about about personal gain and the fact that one of them, which was the sister Keke Palmer, who he loved so much, who again we know nothing about. We knew. I'm like if movies is gonna come, if it's coming down to this as a director where you don't have to make sense of your storyline whatsoever, you just put a whole bunch of thoughts on a piece of paper and hand it into the studio and be like, yo, you know, I did that other shit y'all really like, so just trust me. That's basically where we're at with this, because a lot of the shit didn't make, a lot of the stuff in this movie made absolutely no sense. Again, we don't know where Kiki came from. Kiki just pulled up one day and just starts barking orders. Her brother, who is the star of the show, Daniel Kaluuya, is, when I tell you this might be his driest role, like just like when I say no character depth, he's just the same, like even killed, don't smile motherfucker the whole damn movie.
I feel like that's been Daniel Kaluuya in all of his roles. He just was in excellent movies. Like Get Out, he's very dry in that movie, but like great acting, good movie. But even in Black Panther, he was just like,
Black Panther. Are you talking about Judas and Black Messiah? Judas and the Black Messiah.
I take it back. You know,
Judas and the Black Messiah. He actually acted, and everybody in Hollywood agreed. And that's why
he did his thing. He didn't look like Old Boy, but he acted his ass off.
He did.
He definitely acted his ass off. This was more of just really just. I mean, I would let you see. I'm not gonna go too much into it because like we did do a whole show on talking about this, and I'm of the mindset that, again, when you have somebody, and you already said, Jordan Peele's in your doghouse, he's in my doghouse too. Yeah. Because just for reasons like this, like just because you did a phenomenal movie in Get Out does not excuse the us and now this, because you did that phenomenal movie. As a black man, I want to support all things black. However, with that being said, I need your work to be still on top. I don't need you to start slacking and feeling like, oh, no, I need you to get right. And I just think a lot of people are excusing this because it is Jordan Peele. Because if anybody else would have did this, we would have been on this show tearing it apart about how many holes this movie has in it. Because it has a lot of holes.
I completely disagree. I agree 100. Like, this is so rare. Like, I completely disagree. Like, there are movies like, all right, not the shit on my man Adam, but he was in Hillbilly Elegy, which got like hella Golden Globe Award nominations. And if you watch that movie, you're like, why? Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's like so many movies that get nominated for like Academy Awards and get these awards. What Black Swan and like Titanic. Those are the bullshit movies that we don't really care that much about. They're not always like.
Hey,
stellar.
watch your mouth about Titanic, yo. That shit's a masterpiece.
Titanic
that was the first time I had access to titties on VHS. Cartoon VHS, yes. Open my mind to a whole new realm of things.
But this standard that Ty is discussing.
Vince, cut you down because like I'm and maybe Yaz can back me up on this. There was a show on Apple Plus that me and Yaz both liked a whole lot. It was called Invasion.
I didn't like
and we tried to put you onto it, and you dissed that shit, talking about all the holes it had in it, how they didn't explain nothing.
It wasn't about the holes. No, it wasn't about the holes.
It was about the pace. It was about the pace. It was about the holes. It was. You found every reason not to like this show.
Absolutely, this show was trash. That show's trash, man. No, this is not true. This is not Invasion, where they're trying to give us a soap opera with aliens in the background. This is an alien movie. You know what I'm saying? About a black rancher. It is an alien movie. It's an alien movie. There's a spaceship on the. What the fuck are you talking about? Like,
no, did you not just say this? What you loved about this movie was the fact that they made it. There's an organism the size of a spaceship that is.
Yes. Now, I didn't say that it wasn't an alien. Yo, hold up. You twisted my words. I didn't say that it wasn't a show about aliens. I said that it's a show about an alien that's the size of a ship. There's a complete difference, but it was still about an alien. Like, and I love the fact that it wasn't your tradition.
My friend, again, how do you know that it's an alien?
Because that's what he said. Did you watch the movie? Did you watch the movie?
Who said it was an alien?
Daniel Kaluuya, he said, I don't think when they first saw it, he looked up, and this is one of the best scenes in the movie when it first revealed itself. Maybe you should watch it again. Don't you got Fire Stick? You can watch it right now. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe you need to watch it again because
I will.
It was never explained. It was
my God.
Listen. Let me ask you something. Time out. Let me ask you something. Right? Let me ask you something. So we live in an age where we watch a lot of superhero stuff, and at the end of the day, we have mutants, we have all of these other things that actually originate from Earth. They don't actually come from. But if I see them and they don't look like me, wouldn't I say, oh, that's an alien because I have nothing else to characterize it?
No, you're being so simple right now. Like,
am I?
Fuck yeah! Like, you need him to say.
Whoa. I'm being so.
You're being simple as fuck.
I'm just giving you an example. So if you saw Nightcrawler, who is a mutant, and you saw him and didn't know what the fuck that was, would you not label that as an alien because
In real life? In real life? No, I'm labeling him as a demon. What the hell? Nightcrawler?
Yeah, that's what he was known in the comic book as a demon.
But it wouldn't.
Look. Let me.
Point is, it looks different. That's what.
Look. Let me. Hey, Ty. Hey, Bad Ty. Hey, what is Ms. Marvel?
Indian.
She's
no. What is?
I mean, you said Miss Marvel, right? She's
right? First of all, I said Bad Ty. I love it. Kevin's like, oh, she like the curry, you know. What is Ms. Marvel? What is her chemical makeup? What is she? Is she an alien? What is she?
Based on the show or the comic?
Either one.
She's an inhuman.
Oh, okay. So she's not an alien. They don't have to be like, yo, she, because they called her a djinn. They called her a mutant. They called her everything but inhuman. What you're saying is they need to label her appropriately when they, huh?
She looks like okay. My point,
but they didn't label.
I'm comparing things that don't look like human beings. Therefore, you can't characterize them as a human being. You're using a person who looks like a person.
But they didn't. Okay, all right. Oh my God,
right.
I can't
do a better job.
I cannot believe this is happening. All right. Let me do this. Okay.
We need to take a breath. I think. All right, each of y'all need to breathe. All right.
All I'm saying is
that breathing shit.
Establish. You're saying that the person who makes first contact gets to designate what something is.
No. I'm saying I don't mind. Listen. There's this movie called The Quiet Place, right?
Yeah.
They never said these are aliens, these are monsters. They were just like, yo, there's some shit out there. It's fucking us up. We need to be quiet. You're saying if they don't label it appropriately upon appearance, then it's fucked up. Here's what I'm saying. When they first saw this right here and it came down, when this came down out of the sky and terrorized and took the fake horse into the sky, Daniel Kaluuya's words were, OJ, Otis Jr., he says, they was like, yo, it was a spaceship. He came back the next day and oh boy, Daniel Kaluuya said, it didn't look like a spaceship. It didn't move like a spaceship. All right. Then the next time they came back down and then we saw one of these bits right here and he was like, it's not, it's living. And he gives you the opportunity to develop your own interpretation of what he's saying. But he's like, yo, that's a living being up there. It's not some spaceship. It's a living being. So what you're saying is he shouldn't have been like, it's a living being. He should have been like, now we know that it's an alien.
No. I don't know how you contextualize what I just said into that. But what I'm saying is that he said it was living, which means it's an organism, which means it does not necessarily have to come from space.
My God.
I'm just saying in the context of movie writing, most movies like this or similar to this or anything of a new being will usually tell you it is a biologically or it is words. They usually give an origin. I've never seen a movie like this where you don't give an origin.
All right.
You don't tell me anything about why the species is here. You know what I'm saying? It just all of a sudden you're selling me for 6 months. This shit's been here. Nobody's known about it except for old boy who was feeding it. And that's what I'm saying. You don't give no storyline to what it is. When this thing opens up, it looks like it doesn't even look like an organism. It looks like when a box, like when it kept going.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Terrible.
I think I see what's happening. I see what's going on. Okay. I see what's happening here. Okay. All right. So we have a difference in perhaps we have a difference in preference because I kind of like when the director or writer who y'all aren't keen on right now, they assume the level of intellect in the audience is going to be above average, and you can actually interpret what they're trying to convey to you via the movie, as opposed to them having to spell it out for you. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be spelled out for you. You know, and for some folks, they rather it be spelled out. For others, they don't have to have it spelled out, and you can actually interpret things and have these type of discussions, which I think, frankly, is a little more. It gives for more long term.
It's
now,
laziness.
Kevin,
it's laziness, bro.
Listen.
It's not lazy. It's premeditated.
Can I delegate here? Real quick?
It was 2 hours and 15 minutes of laziness.
Can I delegate here?
Yeah,
okay, so the things, Vince, that you're saying that you liked about this movie in Nope were the similar things that we liked about the show in Invasion. Invasion explained certain things about things. Yes, it did. I know you didn't see it that way, but it did because you must have blinked or been on your medication. Something must have happened because it gave you a lot.
Oh my God! What?
It gave you a lot. I wish Tyrone was here right now because he'd be like, "Well, it did give you a lot of context clues that kind of led you to." Nope, didn't really give you context clues. They gave you more, left it open for your imagination. So this is why you like it so much, because your imagination being that you know science, you worked for NASA, your mind can expand to this. Like, oh, obviously this is an organism, this is a being, this came from space. We don't fucking know that shit because it was never actually classified. Russia could have made it. China could have made that shit. Right. We don't fucking know because it was never that's declared, because nobody knew about it. OJ found it after his dad was murdered and started noticing that cloud did not fucking move. Then that's when Kiki came out of nowhere, like Tylene was explaining. She showed up from her girlfriend's house or wherever she was, and then came and helped with the presentation. So from that point, then now they're like, wait a minute, you notice some shit, we can make some money off this shit and exploit it. Basically how Glenn from fucking Walking Dead was doing with when he realized the same thing, and that's why he was buying their animals that OJ thought he was using them for prized possessions and showing them off to do little rallies and whatever, but he was actually feeding it to the alien. So all of these things, yes, there was a lot of things that grouped together that made you understand a lot of things, but there's a lot of things that were missing that made your mind had to think about those things, and it took it wherever you wanted it to go. That's what Jordan Peele wanted us to do with this movie, was take our mind and use our imagination and figure out the context clues. They didn't really give too many, so that's why you like it so much, is because you were an out-of-box thinker. You're like, oh shit, this is so fucking cool, look at this fucking thing, it's Ian, it turns to a butterfly, this fucking thing is so awesome. You know what I'm saying?
I don't like that.
Okay. Let me. First of all, y'all are completely forgetting about the fact that Keke Palmer's character showed up because they were doing a presentation for a company that was shooting something, and she said she's a hustler. She was out there doing all this stuff. The only reason she showed up was because her dad used to do that shit. Dad's gone now, so now she's showing up, and while she's in town, because she's a hustler and she does all these other things, now she's in town, she's going to stay with him for a little while. So she was,
she came asking for money. How's she hustling? What's she hustling?
She's literally a hustler.
She was
in the movie Hustler.
She was a hustler, and we did hear about her, her having melanated multiple jobs. We know about this. We heard that.
She was broke.
But she was, who said she was broke? And even
OJ from the get, when he got there with the horses, they're like, oh, who's this dude? He's very awkward. He's not very friendly. He's like, my sister is coming to give the presentation. He said that from the get. My sister is coming.
And when she got done, she was like, if y'all need anything else, I also do this. I also do her. I also do taxes. I also do this. And he was like, yo, don't be doing all that. You know what I'm saying? While you're trying to work with us. Like, you sitting there. I know that. And she was like, this is a work. And I think I quote, she was like, first of all, this is my side gig. My other shit is my real shit. So yeah, she came from where she was for doing, and whether she's broke or not, she still got her own stuff going on. Number one. Number two, it's not just because, first of all, this whole invasion bullshit that y'all are all of a sudden, I know Yaz loved it, but Ty was, I'm gonna go back and we're gonna watch the clips, but Ty was right along with me. Ty was right along with me. I'll pull it up right now. I'll pull it up right now.
No, you can pull it up however you pull up. You'll still find the same stuff. My energy never changed. At the end of the day, when I watched Invasion, and Yaz will back me up on this. I said it is a slow-moving storyline, but I understand why, because they're telling you what it is that's going on.
Yep.
This is absence of all of that. And your only thing is, I should be an outside the box thinker when it comes to Jordan Peele. I say in response, he's lazy with his writing, and he should have been a little bit more detail oriented when it came to the storyline. Don't just throw me no story and just tell me to figure it out.
Oh my God, Stephanie's
here to come here to work. I came to chill and watch a movie.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's my beef with Jordan Peele. Spell it out for me, man. This dude he's too abstract sometimes, and I know I'm not a deep thinker. I don't even like poetry if it don't rhyme. Like, at the end of the day, I want something that is gonna give me a plot A, plot B, and plot C storyline.
Oh my God! Stop fucking lying.
This nigga, like, you did not like the invasion shit, bro. You didn't, and we didn't like it for the same reasons. It's not because of what. First of all, hey Steph, good to see you. I hope you got my back on this. It wasn't a story centered around the story of aliens and people. It was a story about people that happen to have aliens in it. We knew this little white kid got bullied in the back of a bus. We knew this lady's husband was cheating on her. We knew she had an affair. We knew all sorts of bullshit. We didn't go through all that shit with Nope. It was all centered around what are they going to do about this shit that's stuck in a cloud that doesn't move. So the whole correlation between these two stories is incomparable in my opinion, because in Invasion, I wanted them to hurry up and get to the aliens. In this movie, they got to the aliens. It was centered around what the fuck was going on. And even though we didn't get a definitive answer as to what it was, that was the focal point. The focal point, why are y'all looking like this? Stephanie, help me, please.
Because again, you want to keep making it about an alien that we
okay, all right. If alien offends you, if the word organism. If alien,
that's all you getting.
If the word alien offends you, then let's just say the unknown entity, and that's what this was about. It's not as much about whether it was described as an alien. Like, I can't believe the fact that it wasn't definitive for y'all is what's fucking it up. Like, because what we know is that it's unknown. What we know is that we don't know. And it still existed. It was terrorizing these folks. They killed his pops. It was eating people in the stands. Like, y'all are just mad because they didn't say, well, it's an alien. Oh, well, it's an organism that was created by the
That is not why. Those are reasons why. That is not why. There are many.
That's not a necessity. We never found out in Bird's box what the fuck was happening to those people that made us so you couldn't see them. We never found out in Quiet Place whether they were aliens or monsters, whatever the fuck they were, where they sprung from the ground. Y'all didn't ask nothing about that. But all of a sudden, Jordan Peele has to explain exactly what the fuck this phenomenon is in the sky, and that's what deterred you from this movie.
Explain why he's not doing comedy no more. When did this nigga get so serious, dog?
Oh, well, I know. He got serious when Dave Chappelle called him out about doing his show. I had to sit and watch Key and Peele. Oh, we love Stephanie. Fuck. All right. But anyway, I mean, this is all in good jest. And, obviously, I don't really, it's not that serious. I'm glad that we all have different opposing opinions. But this is, I can tell you right now, that's one of the things, like I'm watching Westworld right now, right? Like Westworld, I love, okay? And Westworld doesn't spell everything out for you either. Like, there's some things you have to inherently understand. And you keep watching it, like, who made the flies? Are the flies, or are they just
you just came in today with thoughts. I'm gonna lie. I'm gonna lie on
lie. What the fuck? How am I lying?
And then maybe I'll get through. Maybe I'll get through because nobody will pay no attention. You're lying. Westworld has done a phenomenal job of explaining stuff, not necessarily in the beginning, but ultimately they explain everything. And when it comes down to how things unfolded, and as far as what you're talking about this season is predicated on the notion that you saw the first 3 seasons. So don't hit me with no, they don't explain nothing and they don't do that. You just came with the lies today, bro, and I'm here.
But they still haven't explained every single thing, bro. Where did the flies come from?
Boy, Kevin, am I just speaking? Am I speaking Greek here, or did I not just say that they at some point explain the entire notion of whatever it is?
I want to quote him verbatim. He said, "Maybe not in the beginning, but throughout the course of."
Oh my God! I invited you here, Kevin. What the fuck? How are you just gonna take sides with this nigga? You don't even know this nigga.
Hey, I'm just a stenographer. That's it. I'm unbiased. I'm just gonna read back to the court what was said, and then y'all discuss from there. I'm just
all right. Well,
fucking Marvel. I'll piss somebody off, I'm sure.
Well, if Tyrone was here as our time monitor, he would let us know that we probably spent a little more time on what? Are you fucking kidding me, Daniel? What the fuck? Are you nuts? How you don't ever? That's way too many zeros, bro. You put 2 extra zeros on that bitch. It should be 10%.
I need you guys to check your group text real quick. Just check it real quick.
Oh, okay.
Because Daniel made a meme out of Vince and Bad Tie. And
already?
It's fucking hilarious. So you gotta check it out.
I can't see it.
Hold on, I'm putting it in both of the group chats because I know we got 2.
All right, I can put this on the screen, yo. First of all, that's fucked up.
Daniel, I'm from Uganda. I don't know why you came back from Uganda and you up in here lying today, bro.
Ain't nobody. Oh my God, yo! Look,
you
bro.
really are trying to
Just because
justify
you
this
didn't,
movie, man.
just
This
because
movie
y'all
is
did
bad.
not have the intellectual fortitude to stand for a movie such as that's complex like Nope, does not mean that I'm mad or lying about anything. It wasn't.
You're right.
Y'all would rather watch it.
Time out.
Graduates, please don't go see this movie.
Yo, go see this. This is a good movie, yo. It's a good movie.
Wait, did you just say we didn't like the complexity of the movie, and you were just saying
man.
that it was a complex movie? How, like, you know, like, what are you even talking about, bro?
I'm talking about how
not complex. It was simple.
How is it not complex? The dude,
it was
you
simple.
just.
There was aliens in the sky.
Now you're admitting they're aliens.
I'm just saying that's what you're calling them, so we're just going to agree with you. Okay.
I said unexplained phenomenon, and I'm okay with that. Y'all are upset. It sounds like that they didn't define it.
Yo, stop trying to talk to him, Yaz, because he every time now it's unexplained phenomenon.
I said that already. Oh my God, stenographer. Yo, you're taking the minutes. Didn't I say that, bro? I said.
My gosh, bro.
Let's go back and
every CO. But at the end of the day, man, I would definitely tell people go see this movie just so you can hop on this comment section and roast the fuck out of Vince, because this at this point, I'm telling you, Jordan Peele is getting lazy. Sometimes this happens a lot with new directors that have really, really good outings on their first movies.
Yeah,
they're really, really lazy. And they start feeling themselves because everybody else tells them.
He got a layup with Get Out. He was amazing in Get Out. That was a masterpiece. And then he stopped Us after that, or it was Us, right?
Us was all right.
Mid.
It was
mid, but we were like, oh, I'm not deep enough. Maybe I don't get it. And I gave myself the benefit of the doubt. I was like, maybe this is just too deep for me. It's over my head. I'm gonna give him one more chance. And then he keeps letting me. I didn't like Twilight Zone either. I didn't
like Twilight Zone.
No, so I'm like, yo, I keep on giving Jordan Peele a pass because Get Out was so incredible. It was phenomenal.
Now, see, I'm in the minority. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I wasn't that huge on Get Out. I thought Get Out was great, but I didn't think it was this monumental groundbreak. It was different.
That's all it was. It was just different. And we hadn't seen something like that. But if you go back and watch it at face value, it is very simple. It's simplistic, and a lot of the subtleties and the foreshadowings are kind of like on the nose. And it's like, oh damn, that's really in your face. But it was the first of its kind. We had never seen something like that, and from a predominantly black cast with a black producer.
That part. And that's the part that I really want to focus on that. And let me do this. Let me hit the pause button on this discussion. And I'm hoping that I can get y'all, if not all of you, at least Ty, to stay for the afterwards where we can talk about this and start putting this stuff on Patreon, because we need to finish this conversation. And I wanted to get into some of this phase 5 stuff. But the last thing I'll say is one of the reasons why I'm adamantly defending this role is because, unfortunately, Jordan Peele is the only person doing things like this. And if we start diminishing him and start making him have to spell everything out and make it so simple, then you got to say it's an alien and give us an alien backstory. Also, the bullshit where you have these other stories where they don't give no backstory as to where these unexplained phenomena come from, then we're pigeonholing him and we're wanting him to be simple. And I don't want simplicity. We got enough of that.
Are you saying does he represent you and me? Are you saying that he represents you and me?
Right now in the industry, as a person of color, outside of all the other folks like the Michael Bays, Jerry Bruckheimers, and who was Adam just talking about? Opie, Ron Howard, and all these other folks. Yes, he does.
Yes, so your answer
even though he's half black, half white, he's still.
That doesn't matter. He represents us. Is that what you're saying?
I don't like the way your question. I don't like the way.
I want you to stand.
Yes or no?
Is he a representation of us?
He's a better representation of us in his life experience than what we have optionally in terms of.
I will not accept mediocrity. It's easy.
Yeah. At the same time, we have to be able to hold our people accountable too.
Exactly.
We can't just give people a pass because they're the only ones or they are the ones doing it, because that is what breeds mediocrity. And I feel like maybe I'm wrong, Ty, but I feel like that's what our opinion is, that these last things he's been getting a pass because he is the only one that's out here doing it.
All right. Now I feel like that's happening with Marvel, and that's what I like to talk about for the next for the last 15 minutes. But please put a bookmark right here, because just after this show, we're gonna come right back here and Yeah. We look. We put Yaz to sleep. Look what you did, bro. All your bullshit.
Not at all. Yeah.
This is what I came here for. I came to talk Marvel, and I know I got a difference of opinion. I see so much Marvel hate, and I'm here to just defend my baby real quick. I'm here to just talk,
you're not going to find
about him.
You're not going to find a lot of hate. I think we're the same, most of us. But there is now this potential. There's a potential for Marvel to oversaturate the market to the point where it becomes less prominent. And I hope that that's not the case. It was my 11-year-old daughter that said to me as we left from seeing Doctor Strange 2, I think that Marvel is going to have a short-lived. I forgot the term she used. It was so. She was like, I think they may be losing their long-term flair. That's what she said. And by that, and this is where I want to talk to y'all about, with the whole concept of the multiverse being the main. Phase 4 is based around the multiverse, right? And the multiverse. We as comic book fans, we understand that the reason why you see all these multiverse episodes and these multiverse shows and movies is because the timeline is broken, right? This isn't a permanent fixture. The timeline's broken right now. That's why you see the cracks in the sky. That's why you see all these things happening. So we understand that this isn't a permanent fixture, but folks are now saying like, well, look, they killed Loki 3 times now. Okay, Gamora's back. Thanos came back again. Is anybody really dead if you always have another version of them in every multiverse? And some folks said, that might not be. That's not a completely that there's some weight there, man. And so before we get into that, as we close this up, I just want to show y'all real quick, Kevin Feige, just talking briefly about what we can expect from some of these upcoming Phase 5 movies and shows that we're looking forward to now. And I see, looks like you brought something up here. I'm gonna go ahead and put this here for a second, and let's just see what the man himself has to say about these upcoming Phase 5.
Lay out most of. We realize that it's very different than Phase 1, 2, and 3. That there are more projects in less years, and therefore it didn't seem right to culminate. Not going to culminate every 10 months in an Avengers movie. And each of the films themselves now have become quite big and are crossover events in many ways. And after, the creative experience we had with Infinity War and Endgame, it felt like it was about capping a saga, saving back-to-back Avengers films for the completion of a saga. And that's really what we wanted to lay out today.
Speaking of announcing those, I remember like Phase 1, it would be a little post-credit scene that would give us a seed to they're going to cross over, and then we'd get the hints of Civil War, and then the hints of Ultron. Now we know we're destined for Kang Dynasty. We're destined for Secret Wars. How thoroughly are you guys already planning to plant those seeds and everything you just showed us today?
Well, I think the truth is, all of the tags are never just about the future. They're tags that are eating shawarma. A Captain America saying, you got to learn patience. Sometimes, you wait for something, it's not worth it. So they are always fun for us. We don't want everything to feel the same. So some of the tags will connect, some of them won't. Some of the films and shows will connect, some of them won't. I think it's just as important that we can have standalone introductory stories like Ms. Marvel, like Moon Knight, in addition to things that interconnect and build towards the larger story. A lot of what we've been doing has been building to the larger story, obviously, with the Kang Dynasty and the Multiverse Saga. And now I think people will, I hope, come along for the ride, both where it's, on an express train to the finale, and also when it's a fun as many of our Phase 1, 2, and 3 films were.
I thought we were getting crazy when we got a tree and a raccoon. We're getting MODOK.
Just to kind of cap on what he's saying, he's basically saying, look, there are going to be some things where the stories will be tied into the phase and some where they're not. Like Moon Knight didn't have a whole lot of Phase 4 content. It wasn't multiverse based. But Ms. Marvel, however, ended with Ms. Marvel's with Carol
Danvers, Captain
Carol
Marvel.
Danvers showing up in Ms. Marvel's world, which kind of indicates to me that there's multiverse stuff happening there. So at the outset of this, okay, no worries. At the outset of this, Kevin, you were expressing how you were here to express, like you're here for your baby. Like, what have you been hearing say negatively about Marvel that makes you want to defend it?
Oh man, they've been shitting on Phase 4, and I think that we are prisoners of Infinity War and Endgame. I think that those movies were just such a great outing, and we had so much fun that everybody expects every movie to be an Endgame level payoff now. So now it's like I already had the best dish that I could possibly have. These side dishes are just not cutting it for me. And I hate that. Like Thor: Love and Thunder, I was a fan of it. It wasn't the best Marvel movie I ever seen. No. Did it have cheesy parts? Yes, but overall, it was a funny movie and it was exciting to watch. I felt like that way about all of the movies. There's some The Eternals I wasn't a big fan of, but I understand it. I totally understand why it needed to be there. I love the diversity, I love the casting, but like there are things that Marvel movie, it's not every movie is not going to be for every person, but that's the beauty of Marvel, that it reaches such a wide diversity and variety of people that everybody's going to get impacted or touched by it at some point.
Yes, it sounds like Kev is saying that Marvel is a victim of its own success. Like Marvel set the bar so high that if anything drops below Black Panther, Endgame, Infinity War, that we're like, fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? Give me that shit back. Is that accurate? Is that too high of a bar? Is Marvel a victim of his own success?
I mean, kind of, you could say that because, like, yeah, think about it too. When it comes to the actors, you know what I'm saying? That audition for Marvel. Once you get a Marvel role, you know what I'm saying? Like in the acting world, you're kind of, like, what's next for you? You know what I'm saying? That's top tier. You know what I'm saying? So and you got to think about it too for their movies and for their shows and for what's coming and keeping us engaged. You know what I'm saying? Like we literally, just like Kevin said, we literally got dessert before we even had our entree, before we even had freaking an appetizer. We got dessert and it was so fucking good. It was so savory. Literally, we're still talking about that shit. We're still amped about that shit, and it's still savoring in the back of our minds. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about that. Like, what is Marvel? How is Marvel going to compete with something that they already knew that they blew themselves out of the water with? So now it's basically just us, getting the things that we've been asking for years, and we're just having to sit back and wait for it. And you got to understand, if it's not hitting as hard as those movies did, of course we're going to have some backlash, because I mean, there's that controversy with Star Wars, you know what I'm saying? Where the old fans are not happy, the new fans are not happy. Then we'll fuck them all. You know what I'm saying? It's more of on the content and bringing together everybody. It's not just one generic, genre of people that Marvel's trying to connect with. They're trying to connect with kids. They're trying to connect with parents. They're trying to connect with teenagers. They're trying to connect with old people. And they're all trying to bring all these different cultures together to connect, because that's what makes us love Marvel so much. Everyone's so different. Everyone can do so many different things, and they're so blended so well together. So, I mean, I'm excited to see what Kevin Feige and the crew is going to throw together. I'm literally just like sitting back, eating my popcorn like Michael Jackson, watching, some comments going down. I'm here for it, because no matter what, I know no matter what, I'm going to end up liking things, and I'm going to probably not like some things. And just like you said, Kevin, I like the Eternals movie. Yes, a lot of people hated it because of the vibes, because of the feels. It was something completely different. They threw it into us just to see what the fuck was going to happen, and they did a great job. I'm not going to lie. Like, they showed us a different, compassionate side to superheroes that we have not seen before.
Hated that shit. Hated it. Trash. Don't do that.
Fuck this shit.
I want very simple, very
the
my
funny
poems
part,
have to rhyme.
The funny part, though, that movie was so simple, and it was so beautifully made and collected. It was basically about superheroes not knowing they were a pawn in someone else's game. And once they finally figured out, they were like, fuck you, I'm gonna fucking destroy everything that you think you fucking know, and I'm gonna do this shit. And that's what happened. And you know what? We didn't get to see the after part, and I think that's why more people are upset. The ending of that movie was like pivotal as fuck. It was Black Knight and everything, and that's what I think Marvel's gearing us up for. We love Easter eggs, bitch. Just wait for it, okay?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
saying? You're right.
Well, let me say this real quick. Just to kind of, Daniel made a comment about Ash, and I just want to make sure you know that Ash is a fellow engineer. So when it's about mathematics, she's right. All right, so don't question that. Second of all, I want to play a quick game before we end, guys. We only got about 5 minutes, and I just want y'all to. I'm going to put something on the screen, and I just want you to give me a thumbs up, or a thumbs down as to whether or your level of excitement for these upcoming projects. Okay. Just a thumbs up, thumbs down, quickly, rapid fire, and then we're going to go ahead and take this to our after party, which I would encourage you all if you're watching. We're doing okay today. In a group, we're going to be live in our Facebook group, live on Twitch, and I think we'll be live on YouTube, but specifically exclusively for our Facebook group. If you're not in there, ask Yaz if you can join as our administrator, and she'll let you on up in there. All right, so give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or meh, okay, on these projects. All right, we all ready? You ready? And go. Oh, shit, thumbs down. What's up, Kev?
I'm not a fan of the Guardians, bro. I just be like, yo, ever since that Star-Lord Thanos scene, I really hate that nigga. I just really hate seeing it. I hate watching old episodes of Parks and Rec. Anytime I see that nigga, I get mad. Like,
okay, well, have you seen the Terminal List though on Amazon Prime?
No.
Do yourself a favor, give yourself a new, fresh look.
Chris Pratt, right?
Yes, give yourself a fresh new look at Chris Pratt. You will have more respect for him. And
yeah, I just hate his dumb face.
I know.
Put the mask on, nigga. Put the mask on.
This is why I'm telling you. Do yourself a favor. Give him the benefit of the doubt before the movie comes out. Before any more shit comes out. Watch that show because it's fucking fire. No lie.
All right. Moving on to the next show, next project. Thumbs up, thumbs down, or meh. All right. All right, we ready? Yeah. Ty, are you playing with us, bro? We all man. Okay. Oh, y'all are both looking forward to it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. There's an explanation for that. We don't have time for it. Let's talk about it in post. Let's go to the next project. Are y'all excited or meh or on this project? And 1, 2, 3, reveal. Whoa! I'm geeked up about this because I'm almost certain that they're going to introduce a new Silver Surfer and a Galactus in the Secret Invasion. Like they have to. You know what I'm saying? Like this is about
in the post. Let's go. All
right. Here's one.
What the fuck is this?
All right, we ready? The Marvels.
Oh.
The Marvels. Ready? 1, 2, 3, reveal.
I didn't even know about that.
I know Valkyrie was going to be in there.
Yeah, Valkyrie's in it. All right, we met on it. Okay, I got questions about that.
At the end, though?
You know who it looks like? It looks like old boy from the
Nova.
from.
That's Nova.
Yeah, it looks like Nova, doesn't it? It looks like Nova.
It's Nova.
Yeah.
Now it would make sense. Like, that's a whole problem with that because Nova is a girl and a boy, in the comics. So we'll talk about that later. But what's up with this project? Now y'all better not disappoint me on this one. God damn it! Are we ready? 1, 2, 3, reveal. All right. Oh shit! Ty, are you nuts? Okay, we'll talk about that afterwards. All right, guys, what's your feelings on this one? The season 2 is coming out. Loki, planning for summer 2023.
I got 3 thumbs up.
What? Yo, look at Ty. I didn't even know he could move that fast.
I got 3 thumbs up.
I'm going up, baby.
They gotta impress me. They gotta do something.
All right,
I still stand behind what I said. He's carrying the MCU. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
That's still
okay. And that's problematic. We'll talk about that after this. I got about 3 more, and then we got to end the show because we're running a long time. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, reveal.
Hell yeah.
Oh my God, yes, we have so much to unpack. All right, ready? Next one, and Daredevil is coming back, y'all, in spring of 2024 to Disney Plus.
His face.
Yeah, we all agree.
He got a new costume. We gotta talk about that.
I'm actually a little afraid of what Disney's gonna do with it.
Yeah.
Me too. We'll talk about that. 2 more, guys. 2 more, and then we gotta end. Agatha is getting her own show, guys. Her own show, all about Agatha. All right, what we got?
Trash.
I'm ready.
I'm a little. Let me tell you, Kevin, why I'm a little geeked up. It's because I know it's going to be comedic. Like we cannot see her in a role that's not comedic. Last one, guys.
Hate that.
Ready and reveal. Okay, all right. See, let me tell y'all. Y'all aren't on this because y'all don't know how they set it up. You know who's the star of this show?
Who?
Baron Zemo.
Oh no.
What?
Baron Zemo is the leader of the Thunderbolts. All right, and this is the Marvel version of Suicide Squad. Like and we'll talk about that. But unfortunately, we have come down to the last couple minutes, which means we got to end the show. I want to personally thank our boy Adam for joining us today, man. Oh my God, I can't believe that he's still getting all the fame, and you deserve it, my friend. Also want to thank our good friend Kevin Dean. Even though he doesn't have a good taste in movies, we sincerely appreciate him being here. And of course, as my homies Tyrone, who couldn't be here Steph, who couldn't be here as long as we like, and Yaz, of course, the queen of memes of all time, who's here with us. Thank y'all so much, and I'm happy to be back in the States. Not really, but hey, it is what it is. But for all of y'all guys, please, as we always say every week. Oh, by the way, make sure y'all join us right after this in our group on YouTube so we can continue this talk, and I can tell Ty why he's wrong and Yaz why he's wrong. Maybe even Kev why he's wrong. And if you want to join us as well, we might make the link public. But for right now, guys, as we always say, be yourself. If you're not being yourself, then you must be being fake. And there's nothing good about you being fake. And as we always say, if you a geek in all ways you possibly can, go ahead, let that geek flag fly. All right, we'll see y'all in a few minutes for the after show.
Fighter 2, I just really hate Zangief phony Ken and Ra 2. I find it hard to be Blanca, keep a wee ninja hanging and our uncle album banging. If you negative in energy, then stay out the vicinity of